Hello and thanks for joining us at Me and My Golf TV, and we're here at the Audi Quattro Cup World Final 2016, and it's My Swing Analysis. Andy, we have a special guest.
We've got a special guest. We've got 9-time Le Mans winner Tom Kristensen. Tom, thanks for joining us. We're excited to be able to analyse your swing, is it?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, I love golf and I have a little bit more time now as a retired racer. But to get the best of me, Piers, I mean, you really need that.
Yes, of course, the best of you.
That would be my son.
Oh, okay.
Take a look at Oliver's swing.
So we're going to pass on you. We're going to go with the
take it
best
all
of
in.
you, which is Oliver. So Oliver, me and Piers are going to take charge of your game.
So as you can see, it's time for My Swing Analysis. This is where I analyse your golf swing to help you take charge. Now, we need you to get involved. Go to Facebook, Instagram and Twitter and enter the competition that you see there. And hopefully we're picking a winner for the swing analysis. Andy?
We will.
I have one question to ask you.
Yes.
You have a 9-time Le Mans winner,
Yeah.
playing golf with him,
Yeah.
and you drove the golf cart.
I think it was safer that way, to be fair. I didn't trust him driving that golf cart, to be fair.
Why on earth was he not driving
Actually,
the golf cart?
I should definitely not trust me
He
driving
should
it.
definitely not trust you. So as you can see, we obviously spent some time with Tom, but we have Oliver's swing analysis that we're going to be doing today. Now, Oliver is 19 years of age, plays in Denmark and America by the looks of it from some of these videos, and has been watching our videos for a long time, so it was a great opportunity to sort of help pay back a little bit with this video. Hits the ball well, maybe gets a little bit of an overdraw going, what we would call a hook with his irons and his driver, and maybe the contact from some of the videos we see is a little bit off. So let's look at the analysis of his golf swing. So it's a really good golf swing, but before we go into it, when people say to us they get the ball turning too much to the left, a right-handed golfer, we can look at the grip and we can see that his both hands are a little bit maybe too much round to the right, what we call a strong position or a close club face position. Let's see how that reacts as he goes into his golf swing. As he gets to the top of his golf swing, we can see, well, do you know what? Actually, that face is not in a bad position. It's a really good wind-up behind the ball.
Great body movement.
Really good body movement. Then he moves the body back really well towards the golf ball. We can see here that maybe on the mat here he just catches the ground a little bit early. And we can see that maybe the shaft isn't lent forward as much as we'd perhaps like with an iron, and especially with a closing club face or a club face which is a little bit more closed. So when we look at this here, we see a strong grip and we see a shaft which is quite sort of upright, vertical at impact there. We want to feel as though we get that shaft length forward just a little bit more when we're seeing this. So we can see a few issues from here, can't we?
Definitely, yeah. And I think there's some great body movements, but obviously if he's getting that hook, then we need to really address the face. And when we look at the face, as you mentioned, Piers, we're always going to start with the grip. But certainly we can hopefully improve the direction that he's hitting it, but also some better contacts with the irons, I think.
Okay, can you show me what the grip needs to look like then, please?
So first of all, we can see that his hands, as we said, are too far round to the right. Now, in an ideal situation, we'd like to bring potentially them both back round, but we're going to focus more so on the right hand today, his trail hand. So as opposed to being under, now we see a lot of golfers do this. They go and take their grip from underneath and interlock first, where the palm is facing out, and then their hand is very much underneath. Now the problem is with this is what helps return the club back to a closed position. So rather than go from underneath, we're actually going to go on the side. So if I take my setup here, my palm now is facing the target. I'm going to go onto the side of the club and then take my hold. So you can see now my right hand is much more on top of the golf club, and what this is going to really help do is neutralise the face when we get back to the golf ball. And you know what, just changing this alone, Piers, will massively impact his shot. He won't hug it from there.
What may happen to start with though, Andy?
Well, what may happen, he might just get a few pushes, okay, because the right hand is going to really influence that club face position. So what we need to do is, once we've got him in a good position with the grip, got rid of the hook, we then need to maybe train him to get back to a little bit more, back to a neutral ball flight, combining with some striking in the shoot.
I think with Oliver being such a good hitter though, I think just changing the grip eventually, you know, after a practice session, you'll probably get used to getting the ball back on target. But we mentioned about the contacts and also mentioned about let's get the face back to a neutral position for him. What kind of drills can he do to improve that contact, especially coming up to the winter in Denmark? He may not get too much golf course time.
The important thing, first of all, before we work on this next part, he needs to get that grip exactly where we want it, or a lot closer anyway. And what we notice at impact is when he gets back to the golf ball, there wasn't really much shaft lean, as you mentioned, Piers. The left wrist is in this sort of cut position still, and we notice through impact this left wrist is still pointing very much up towards the sky, the back of the hand's pointing up towards the sky, but it has to protect the ball going to the left. So the first thing, we've changed the grip. Now what we want to focus on is being able to get the shaft leaning, as we mentioned, much more forward. Now to do this, notice my left wrist. Okay, if I take my hand off here, I'm getting the left wrist now in a much more sort of bowed position, where the logo on the back of my glove here is now pointing more down to the ground. Now as I swing through from here, we mentioned trying to correct, maybe we might get a few pushes. Now we're going to get from here, we're going to get the badge to the ground, and then as we swing through, we're going to get the feeling as if the badge stays looking at the ground. So you can see now the hands are sort of more rotating on the way through, the palm is a little more up, and that's going to help square the face, but help keep that shaft leaning forward as well. So a big difference between the two there.
You can hit some shots doing this, so these are only mini shots that you're hitting, so little punch shots.
So shaft leaning forward, as we mentioned, the feeling as if that's pointing more down to the ground. Combining that with really feeling if it almost stays a little bit more towards the ground there, helping that rotation of the face.
Ball flight on this, is it going to be?
Going to be low.
Going to be lower.
So I'm just going to go this sort of short little pitch punch shot here, feeling that glove pointing towards the ground. You can see there, come out low, a little left, which you'd expect as well, but really got the feeling of the shaft leaning forward on that as well, Pierce.
Okay, so normally if we were on the 18th tier here at the Asprey, we wouldn't be on this tee, we'd be further back, but you didn't want to hit your ball in the water, did you? Didn't want to hit the ball in the water. So, yeah, I mean, look, Oliver, what you need to do here is obviously go through the grip change first. That's the first thing you must do. See how that reacts. That may be enough for you, but if you still feel that you want to get your contacts a little bit better as well and control that ball flight better, definitely go through that little drill there that Andy was making.
Start with them small, and obviously, as you go into the longer ones, you're going to need to feel that exaggeration of really feeling that shaft leaning forward and making sure we can get into a position where we're not so sort of glove facing up and it's a lot more rotated on the way through.
Brilliant. Right, hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget, post any comments down below and we'll maybe get back to you soon.
Yes, and make sure you beat your dad next time you're on the course. So if you like our videos and you want to see more, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe down below.
Also, make sure you check out meandmygolf.com, Strike Your Irons Pure video series. Click in the box down there in the corner. It's definitely going to help you improve the strike with those irons. Thanks for watching and we'll see you soon.